Hi, so I am just making a demonstration of my most recent dictation. The reason I'm doing that is to kind of show students like a lot of this job can be briefing things you hear often. So one of the things you'll hear me, you'll see me do in the beginning is I brief 24030, 25020 as tweefed, and I brief 71031A, 71031B as Sun A and Sun B. And so this is just one example of the way that you can make your lives easier. And I really hope that if anyone watches, they'll get some ideas for themselves in their work and maybe even in their schools. Okay, here goes. Good morning, Sean Connolly for the People. I am serving notices 24030, 25020, 71031A, 71031B. I am serving 19050 notice, and I understand that counsel is serving cross 19050. Your Honor, the people would like to make a bail application at this time. The complainant is a driver for a business owner in the county that regularly makes deals selling large boxes of crickets to surrounding pet shops. On March 20, 2020, the defendant intercepted a delivery truck on its way to the pet store. The complainant was stopped at a red light in his truck and observed the defendant walk off the sidewalk and up to his delivery truck. According to my write-up, the defendant tapped on window of the truck and got the complainant to lower the window. When the complainant lowered the window, the defendant struck the complainant about the head and face with a closed fist and shouted in some substance, "You're going to give me everything you got, or I'm going to wallop you like you wouldn't believe. Give me everything you got now." The complainant feared for his safety and ceded the truck to the defendant. The defendant proceeded to get into a high-speed chase with police, where he was clocked going over 100 miles per hour and putting the safety of other motorists at risk by failing to utilize turn signals and weaving in and out of traffic. The police pursued the vehicle until the vehicle ran out of gas, and the defendant was apprehended. Defendant made a statement at the scene in sum and substance, "Everybody got to eat. I did what I had to do." In light of all of the facts, the defendant's status as a predicate felon, multiple bench warrants for failures to appear, and the defendant's overt willingness to put his interests above the interests of others in society, the people are asking for $50,000 cash bail, a $100,000 bond, or a $500,000 partially secured bond at 10%. The defendant has failed to return to court on charges far less serious than the ones he faces today. In addition, Your Honor, people are asking for a full order of protection. We are asking for an order of protection that orders the defendant to stay away from the complainant as well as the complainant's school, home, or business. We ask that the phone order also ban attempt to contact the complainant in person or through a third party or by any other social media or electronic means such as Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, or Instagram. We ask that the defendant be admonished and made aware that if any attempt to contact the complainant is made, even if the complainant reaches out first, the defendant may face additional charges for any contact with the complainant, including but not limited to felony criminal contempt. Wow. So as you can see, even I'm far from perfect. I goofed that one up pretty bad, but there's some good things in there that students can learn and kind of take away. So I'll give some examples really quick. One thing I do. Oh, actually, this is kind of an issue I have with this. This is my second Diamante. And my first one never seemed to have this issue. This second one drags in my D on a lot of stuff. So, I don't know. I mean, there's a few ways to deal with that as a professional. You can change the sensitivity on your keys. There's a setting on your machines. Or you can really like just start. I'm going to J-define it in this case, but I have caught myself D-defining certain drags because they just happen all the time and they're almost never the other thing. See, here's another instance. I do count for county because county comes up all the time. You know, there's in New York City we have New York County, Kings County, Queens County, Bronx County, whatever. Let's see. Ha! I've goofed it up. You'll see for sum and substance, which is said very often, I could probably just do a one-stroker, but for some reason my brain always did sum and stance. So, because then they never say sum and stance. So if you do certain briefs like that, that's okay. Wallop, I really don't have a. I guess you could do WLIP, like WLIP. Complaining, of course, I screwed it up, but I do cranked. Let's see. Seated. This is the word seated. This should really be in my dictionary. I thought that was a good word to throw into the dictation. Risk. Yeah, see. Now be careful when you get errors like this, because this you wouldn't dedefine as risk, because this is actually risks. But I said risk. So you got to, when you're proofreading, you have to train your eyes to look for stuff like that. And you get more of that when you get into the working world, but it's good to work on in school, because I didn't work on any proofreading in school. And I got to tell you, my first year was rough because of that. Bench warrant. Barnt. I don't know if any of you... I'm familiar with the dictation, so... actually, that was a good outline for overt. This is interest. Interest, I do, I think, TR. So I think TRS should have been interests. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you're going to do criminal reporting, you're going to want, or at least in my court, you're going to want a brief for complainant. So I do cranked. You're going to want defendant, obviously. DFT. Trying to think. I think it came up. Did it come out correctly? Yeah. So you'll notice for predicate, I actually put in felon as flan, and so I just do pred felon, and I do let it come up predicate felon because they very rarely say pred, and when they do, I put an asterisk in it. Anyway, I don't want to make this a long video. I just kind of wanted to let students see, and obviously, if you want to see how I hit something at any given point, you can pause, go back, pause the video, and look, and feel free to ask me about it. Ignoring anything that I dropped, because I did drop a bit toward the end there. It's good to have briefs for all of the social media stuff, Facebook, Twitter. I have Fook and Twert, and WhatsApp I don't even have in my dictionary because nobody likes WhatsApp. I'm kidding. I need to fix that. That should have come up Instagram, because I would say Instagram will generally come up more than stamina in my court, so I don't think I need stamina in my dictionary anymore. Anyway, so again, if you're a student out there and you're not hitting things perfectly, it's okay. Obviously in a working setting, you ask them to repeat, but even if you have misstrokes in your work, that's okay, because you have basically that extra shot of proofreading and getting it correct in most jobs, in non-real-time work. So don't sweat it. There's work out there for, certainly people who are real-time. I mean, it's something that we all have to strive toward and get, as familiar with and as good at as we can. But also people who aren't real-time also pick up a good chunk of the work, and so if you're a student out there that's struggling, just keep at it. Come up with these resourceful ways of either altering what you're writing or trimming what you're writing so that you get the words. That's what it's all about, really. Alright, thank you.